Let's not talk about it the way you imprisoned me in my own home, a prisoner in my own home with coercive control. And coercive control has been like in a hostage situation. Over 2 years, I was writing a diary in coercive control, extensively suffering behind the scenes, imprisoned with lists. Because if I talked about it, if I told 111 about it or the police, I told them that I was going to tell the police, it got a lot worse for me. From the ex, I'm cut off from my daughter because I speak about it in front of my daughter. They imprisoned me, and lots of abuse from the girls at social services. My daughter can't be at her own house for a 5 to 10 minute conversation on the phone from my mother about my mother. My mother can talk about all sorts of things in front of my daughter about me and threaten behaviour for years. I'm not allowed to talk about it, otherwise she'll cut me off from the child she snatched from me. Utilising abusive ex to do so, and oppression. Oppression is long-term mistreatment from authority and cruel, unjust treatment. I've lived like a prisoner of conscience, excessive, inhumane degrees of suffering, all my human rights violations, no safeguarding, no police support, all protected characteristics not protected. Anyone's got away with harming me excessively. Just sitting there with my daughter. Yes, I live like a prisoner, and I'm a prisoner here. I'm not allowed a friend to give me lifts because she, my mother, has made a phone call to say she doesn't want to give me lifts anymore. So I can't go home with a friend from hospital now. I'm in hospital due to bullying. When I was given a suicide leaflet by the oppressive police who have never been there, you just wanted to check out a fridge freezer, the refrigerator's there to organise. Police didn't want to be there for me, and I walked into the police station and had them in my house, and they still wouldn't be there for me. I told them all about the abuse, and they said they could do a protection order because my ex knocked on the door. Protection order because the ex knocked on the door and it's unwanted knock on the door. But I didn't get protected from all the excessive crime and injuries that I was endured, and they don't want to talk about it. And if I talk about it, that's the problem, and I'll get cut off more from my daughter. If I talk about it, I'll get the full wrath of utilising the system for abuse. Christian Kane, standing up for me and my daughter, uses the system for abuse, and they all joined in. Because I called 111 about the injuries that I endured because of them, they removed my daughter in oppression. My mother and her husband go along with oppression in order to snatch my daughter again, like she snatched her the previous week. My daughter, bless her, thinks she's, with these people manipulated, putting the wool over my daughter's eyes. But I know the truth. They exploit disabilities, they will exploit disabilities, detriments, weaknesses, vulnerabilities, fears. Exploitation of all known detriments, all detriments that put you at themselves and disadvantages. I've had no one to lean on whatsoever, but a cool breeze of a bit of a spiritually connected. I'm here to be broken free from the prison my mum's put me in a cage. My whole life is in a room crying my eyes out, suffering. I flew the nest because she wasn't getting to see my daughter because I cut off from her. She got me injured and wrecked up as much as possible, but I survived anyway. Coercive control. All the family joined her in solidarity until because she apparently is the priority and important one in my daughter's life. So I had to be deprived and suffer alone. If I wanted a babysitter, my stepfather to babysit, I'm going to tell social you can't cope. If I turned to my brother, it got worse because he went to her, and I was suffered extensively. And I was a hit and runs, derailments. No one by my side whatsoever. I wasn't entitled to a babysitter. It was used against me, or any support from the family. They wouldn't support because my mum was not on the scene. Deliberate deprivation and deliberate suffering on my own. But I survived anyway. I climbed mountains. I survived. Carrying my daughter in my arms and all the pain and suffering they subject me to. And deprivation and deterioration, deliberate destruction. Then snatched my daughter with a little help from my abusive ex. They wanted to wound me with intent.